can turn the world on with a smile. You can take a nothing day and suddenly make it all seem worthwhile. Well, it's your girl and you should know it. With each glance and every little movement you show it. Love is all around, don't need to fake it. You can never down, why don't you take it? You're gonna make it after all.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. Today is Thursday, April 5th, and Mark has 824 days left to go in his U.S. prison sentence. You can always see the daily countdown clock posted at freemark.ca, along with his mailing address and everything else. And I have a few things related to Mark to share with you. He sent me something he got in the mail, which is included in one of his blogs. Somebody named their baby Emery Z.K. Nielsen and sent this adorable photo of this sweet little baby, and the parents sent the letter saying, "Dear Mark, I hope you're doing well, all things considered. We're sending you a birth announcement for our son, Emery. Yes, he is named after you. We couldn't have chosen a more amazing and strong person for our son's namesake, and we support you 100%. Stay strong and keep being amazing. And love from Chris, Brianna, and little baby Emery." So this is just one of a few babies we know of who have been named after Mark, and it's such an honor. So I wanted to share that with all of you guys. And Mark also sent me something in the mail. It was a beautiful card saying, "I love my Mrs. Emery," with a beautiful spring, summer, colorful motif inside. It's beautiful. From your honored boo. Love, my sweetie. And this is just a nice little anniversary of sorts kind of card, because 8 years ago on April 1st I moved to Vancouver from my hometown Kamloops. So it's been 8 years of being here, and sometimes it seems like it's been a very long time, and sometimes it seems like it's gone by in a flash. So it's been lots of fun, quite an adventure, and Mark did promise me an adventure when I got involved with him in this place, so it's certainly been that. But there's lots of good that's come out of it, so I wouldn't change it for anything in the world. And Mark does have a new blog up at freemark.ca and cannabisculture.com, where he writes out about his music lineup for a concert this weekend in prison. His band Yazoo, which he's the leader of with bass guitar, he's playing a song list that I've posted in the blogs, and he's also performing next Thursday for a prison celebration for passing their accreditations. So they're having a little party of sorts in the prison to thank everybody, I suppose, for passing and being able to continue operating. So Mark's been asked again for his band to play there next Thursday. So that's awesome, and I'm really proud of him. And I so wish we could hear him play. And he's taking some lessons now to learn how to improv, because he's been doing a lot of songs by being taught the music and how to play songs, but he wants to be able to come and do a jam night session here at the VCMP, so he's got to learn how to just be able to jam, and he's excited to be starting that just recently. 420, which Mark mentions in his blog, is coming up in 2 weeks about. My goodness, it's comes up fast every year, but it's going to be a great celebration of our culture, combined with a protest to say no prison for pot. You know, all these people who come out to these events are harmless, peaceful people, but all of them face some sort of punishment or persecution for their love and their use of the cannabis plant. So it's a reminder that we need to continue fighting to keep people out of prison and to end the prohibition of marijuana, as well as celebrating the culture and the fact that we have millions of people part of this culture worldwide, with music and artwork and movies and all sorts of things that cultures have that prove we're a group of people who are being persecuted for a harmless choice that we all choose to make, which is to be part of a cannabis culture that's all around the world and has been for millennia. So that's what we're fighting for, April 20th. Make sure when you have your big smoke out celebration that you remember all the people in prison who can't be out celebrating with us and who were working to try and get home, just like Mark and so many others. I told you about an event I was doing this last weekend on Saturday. I was speaking at a Liberal Party cannabis education event about legalization, and their posters said, legalize pot and grow the economy. So I was invited to speak with others, and you can see videos of the speakers on this channel, Pot TV. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. But Jeremiah was there and filmed it so you can watch my speech about private prisons and the impact on families of prohibition, and also hear from Leap and other speakers with fantastic things to say. So check that out on this channel, view those videos, and if you're on Facebook, you can see photos as well on my profile page. The links, of course, to all our Facebooks and Twitters are in the information section below this video. News from America, bad news really. Many of you have heard that Oaksterdam University got raided by the DEA and the IRS, and Richard Lee, who financed the legalization initiative Proposition 19 in 2010, he's the owner and in charge of all this, and he's the one who's just been targeted. And they came to his home and they went to the university, and you can read all about it, many different stories posted on the front page of Cannabis Culture. There were protests afterwards, and people came out and forced to say, this is wrong. And what I have to say is, Obama, you are such a traitor. I mean, this president has done so much continued harm to so many people. He just had the meeting with Canada and Mexico to agree to amp up the war on drugs and use more military and law enforcement means to go after drugs. So Obama is no friend of the cannabis culture, and if anybody really wants to vote for a peace candidate, an anti-war candidate, a freedom and liberty and pro-pot and pro-peace candidate, you've got Ron Paul for the Republican Party. Ron Paul is a decent, honest man, and if you have heard crazy things about him, there's a lot of crazy things about a lot of people. You should find out whether it's true or not, so do some real research first. But just think of all the candidates, every single one of them. Who is the one for peace? It's only Ron Paul. Only Ron Paul. So don't think on party lines. Think about individuals and who's real and legit and deserves your support. And check him out. You may disagree with some of his positions, but do you really agree with everything Obama believes in or others believe in? You just have to choose the best of all evils. If that's what people always get upset about, oh, all you've got is a bunch of bad guys, I don't want to choose the best of the worst. But that's your only option. There is no one else. Don't live in La La Land. Choose a candidate for President of America who will end prohibition and get rid of the DEA and pardon and release all non-violent drug offenders in the U.S. prison system. So I'm telling you, check out Ron Paul. Mark and I love him. He's the only person in the world that I would actually want to meet, that I haven't met, because he's a decent, honorable man fighting for liberty and freedom for each individual. So, Oaksterdam News, check it out, cannabisculture.com. I wish the best to everybody down there who got swept up in that. And they promise to continue fighting and keep carrying on. So please do, because we can't let them shut down everybody forever. We need to keep the seeds of freedom growing, as Mark would say. So speaking of Mark, I'm going to do the raffle. And for next week's prize, I'm going to give away a free Mark t-shirt. So to enter for that, send an email to jodie@cannabisculture.com. But this week's prize is a Prince of Pot documentary. I showed this last time, and you guys can enter in to win stuff like this every week, sending an email to jodie@cannabisculture.com. I got entries here in the Bubble Man's Bubble Bag for Bubble Hash. So bright yellow color, but you can get all your hash making accessories at cannabisculture.com/store or downtown here in Vancouver at Mark Emery's Cannabis Culture headquarters. And I've got a curious cat below who might try and grab at this, but winner of the DVD will be Mike R. I really want to win something. He's always entering, so you're in Chilliwack. I'm going to get this out to you. So thanks for watching the show, and thanks to everybody else who entered. And of course, every week I'll give something away. Check out freemark.ca for his latest blogs and other information. And definitely, if you haven't seen it yet, check out the DEA press release about how Mark was targeted for legalization activism and giving money to the movement. That's the front page of freemark.ca all the time. Share it around. Remind people what lengths these governments will go to silence people who have really done a lot to fight for freedom. And every week from now on, I'm going to leave you guys with something that made me giggle. It's a little bit of funny for each week. So here we go with something to leave you with a laugh. And thanks for tuning in.